All right, example 2. You may want graph paper for this. We're going to be sketching, so it doesn't need to be perfect. Find the area and perimeter, sorry for that, an E, of a triangle with vertices H at -2, -3, 0 is, or O is at 2, 1, and T is at 5, -2. So we have triangle hot. Okay, so find the area and find the perimeter. So we don't have a lot of information to go on. I know for area of a triangle, area is 1/2 base times height. That's my formula. Okay, for perimeter, I know I need to add up all the sides. It's the distance around the sides. Okay, so in order to do that, I need to know the length of the sides. So I'm going to start with that. To find the length of all 3 sides here for a triangle hot, I'm going to have to use my distance formula to find the length of each side. So I'm going to start, don't worry, it's just a triangle. It could have been, you know, an octagon or something, so it could always be worse. I'm going to start with HO, all right, and I'm going to find my distance. Here's my distance formula from section 1.3, so you get a little more practice. So if I'm doing H and O, this is x1, y1, x2, y2. I'm just going to plug in my numbers. So for x2, that's a 2. I have 2 minus -2, that becomes a plus. For my y2, I have 1 minus -3, which also becomes a plus. So I get 4 plus 4. These are squared still. 4 squared plus 4 squared, I get 16 plus 16. I get the square root of 32. I'm going to leave it like that. If you want to put 5 point whatever, go for it. It should be 5 something. I'll calculate it. 5.7 I'll go with. Okay. All right, then I'm going to go ahead and give myself a little more space. Maybe we'll come over on this side, and I'm going to do OT. We'll get a different color here for OT. Okay, so now I'm doing OT. So if I'm doing OT, okay, I have the points 2, 1. That's x1, y1. And I have the point 5, -2. That is x2, y2. So to find my distance, x2 minus x1 is 5 minus 2. y2 minus y1 is -2 minus 1, so nothing gets changed to a plus or addition. 5 minus 2 is 3. -2 minus 3 is 3. 3 squared plus 3 squared is 9 plus 9. Remember, a negative squared is positive. I get square root of 18, which is about 4 something. I know that because square root of 16 is 4, so I know this is a little more than 4. 4.2. Okay, the last side I need to do is HT. Okay, so HT. If I'm doing HT, I have the points -2, -3. There's x1, y1. And if you reverse the order like you do 2th, you'll get the same answer. All right. So pause the video, try this. See if you get the same answer as me. I'm getting square root of 50, or about 7. I think that's probably 7, possibly 7.1. 7.1. Okay, so for perimeter, I'm going to put P for perimeter. I'm going to add these all up. And I'm not that picky about rounding, so if you had done hundredths place or something like that, and you had a slightly different answer, that would be fine. Okay, I'll be able to tell, like, if your answer is pretty close versus you're way off. So I'm going to add 5 plus 7 plus 4.2 plus 7.1. And I'm getting 17 for my perimeter. Okay. I'll zoom out a little bit. Now, so that's my perimeter. My perimeter is 17. For my area. All right. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and erase this so that I have room for area here. Wait, I'm going to need some of this. 7.1, 5.7. All right, let's erase over on this side. Okay. All right, so our area, for area formula, I'm doing 1/2 base times height, and this kind of looks to me, we're going to check in a minute, but this looks to me like a right angle. Okay, so we're going to check and see if it is a right triangle. There's a couple different ways to check. The easiest way is to check the slope. So if I look, I'm going to check my slope here. So it looks like for my slope, I'm rising 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm running 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 over 4. So the slope right here, the slope of HO, rise over run, is 4 over 4, which is 1. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and check the slope of OT. So it looks to me like I'm going down 1, 2, 3, and over 1, 2, 3. So the slope there was -3 over 3, which is -1. Now from lesson 1.1, I don't know if you remember, we talked about how perpendicular lines, the slopes are negative reciprocals. So 1 and -1 are negative reciprocals. So this is a right angle because those lines are perpendicular. So what does that all mean? Why did I just do all of that? Great question. Since this is a right angle, 5.7 is the base of my triangle. 4.2 is the height. So I can just plug those in to my area formula. So 1/2, the base is 5.7, or you can use square root of 32 if you want to be more precise. Okay, I'll write both out so you know what I'm doing. And the height was 4.2. Or 4.2 was, what was that as our square root? 18. Okay. So either one you can use on your calculator. You could do 0.5. So you're definitely going to want a calculator for this. If you do your decimals, I'm getting 10.92 units squared. I'm just going to call it units squared for area. And that's my second answer. Whew, a lot of work. But just keep in mind, there's only a triangle. Could get worse. All right, so pause the video if you need to. We did the distance formula to find the length of each side. We added all 3 sides up to find the perimeter. For the area, we plugged in the base and the height into 1/2 base times height. All right, let's try another one. Find the perimeter of the polygon. We only have to do perimeter with the given vertices. So let's graph this, see what it looks like, see if there's any shortcuts we can do. All right, so -1, 1 is K, 4, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 is L, 2, -2 is M, -3, -2 is N. So this looks to me like a parallelogram. So the good news for this is that the straight sides, what I mean by straight sides is NM and KL, since those are horizontal, we can simply count for the length. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So NM is 5, KL is 5. If you have a horizontal or a vertical line, please don't use the distance formula. Just count. Save yourself that effort. Okay. Then for NK, since it's a diagonal for NK, I am going to have to find the distance. I'm going to label x1, y1, x2, y2. If you need your distance formula, I'll drop it up here. So take a minute, pause the video, see if you can find the distance on your own of NK. I'll put up my work, but I want you to try it, pause it, see how you do. So here's how it should be starting. -3 plus 1 is -2. -2 minus 3 is -3. I get 4 plus 9, square root of 13. Okay, which I know is between 3 and 4, 3 something. 3.6. Okay, now this looks like a parallelogram, so I'm tempted to just say ML is square root of 13. I could use the distance formula. If I check my slope, then I'll know for sure. So for my slope, I'm rising 1, 2, 3, running 1, 2, 3. Is it the same over here? 1, 2, 3. Oops. I counted that wrong, didn't I? It's up 3 over 2, up 3 over 2. So since the slope is the same, this is a parallelogram, and ML is also the square root of 13. So for my perimeter, I'm going to add up 5 and 5. That's KL and NM, which is 10. I'm going to add up 3.6, 3.6. So let's see, 10 plus 7.2, so 17.2. If you use the square root of 13, that's fine. Just realize 2 square root of 13s is not the square root of 26. That's a common problem that I see. Okay, so pause the video if you need any more time. All right, find the area of triangle. That should be a triangle. DEF with vertices D at 1, 3. E at 4, -3. Okay, and F at -4, -3. All right, so let's see what our triangle looks like. We don't have to do perimeter. So this is not a right triangle, but I'm going to need to use my area formula, 1/2 base times height. The base should be pretty easy to see, to count here. The base is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The height should be perpendicular, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did I count that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. So 1/2 times 8 times 6, 24 square units. And it doesn't ask for perimeter. If it asked for perimeter, I would have to find the distance from FD and the distance from DE and add them all up. Okay? Okay. All right, example 5, I'm going to skip because that's just a square or a rectangle, which is really easy to find the perimeter and area, and you don't need your distance formula, so I don't see the point. So we'll skip it. All right, the summary, you're going to answer these questions in complete sentences. Question 1, what's area and what's perimeter? I didn't write out a formal definition, so if you need any hints, area is the space inside a 2D shape. Perimeter, we kind of talked about, it's the distance around the outside of a shape, or it's when you add up all the sides of a polygon. Okay, how do you find the area? What are your formulas? The red part's asking, how do you find the area of a rectangle? What's the formula? What about for a triangle? Then, last question in black, what's the difference between a convex and a concave polygon? So you're going to fill out your summary of complete sentences. It should probably be 3 to 4 complete sentences. You're going to upload a picture of your notes. Email me with any questions or concerns. Don't forget to do your exit ticket and homework as well. Have a great day.